Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Cosmic Reid Live right here on WDW News Today. I'm Cosmic Chris Reid. It is so nice to be with you for another week. And it's normally just Jeff Melkars with me, but right now I want to bring him on along with our newest co-host to the show. You've seen her in the chat the last couple of weeks. Angelina's joining us. Angelina, there you are. Jeff,
Hello.
How's it going?
That's my golf clap, man. I'm trying to be as unobnoxious as possible. Good to see you, Angelina.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for this.
We are excited, just as excited to have you with us as well. And everyone in the chat saying hi to Angelina as well. This is going to be a great show. If you're just tuning in, all hour, we're talking all things Disney characters. We are asking the question, if you had to be self-isolated with 5 Disney characters, which would they be? I put that out on Twitter, so we'll read some of those, and we'll certainly do the same in the YouTube chat for you as well. We will also take a look at a poll that was out on Twitter about Disney characters. We'll talk about some of our favorite Disney characters, interactions. So we'll be doing this all hour, all characters. And the other thing is we're also broadcasting on WDWNT. So load it up right now at WDWNtunes.com, and you get to hear us on that. And we are also playing character-driven music, stuff like from the Muppets, stuff from Tangled, a whole bunch of character-driven tunes from Disney parks. So we're excited to have you with us. If you like the video or like the show, please give us a thumbs up. We always appreciate that as well. So first, let's just get into a little bit of introduction to Angelina. And this is really, really cool. I think people would love to know that you were a cast member at the Walt Disney World Resort.
I was. I was part of an international college program that took place in 2016 and 2017. And I got to spend my summers there, and it was honestly the most magical, life-changing thing I could ever do.
So you were in the Canada pavilion, I would imagine, with that.
Well, that's the full year cultural representative program, but I was part of the cultural exchange program. So people around the world are just coming and working in all different types of roles. So I was in attractions for both of my summers.
Oh. So can I just ask a question? I mean, as someone who... Don't you love when I say, can I just ask a question and then I don't wait for the answer? Angelina, can I ask you a question?
Of course, go.
I'm sorry, typical only child. As someone who, I honestly didn't even know about this program until after I was out of college, which, gosh darn you, University of Connecticut. Because I would have done it hook, line, and sinker and probably never returned to Stores, Connecticut. But did you know you wanted to do this before it happened, or so what was the order of operations?
I heard through a friend, but I was also working at, I opened a Disney store here in Canada, and that's where I'm from, Canadian, what's up? And so
outnumbered people.
I heard about that program through working for the store. And so I got to do that, and I had no idea. I'd never been to Disney World before. So it was a pretty big deal.
Wow. Well, that's super cool. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's super fun.
Yeah.
Can I just ask one more thing? Was there anyone, like, when you got there, because Chris and I have talked about this, like, what was your first kind of just, you go through the gates or whatever, like, what do you remember first?
What do I remember first? They this thing called traditions, which is all, like, the people that come to you, like, from your country, I guess, but they're from different countries, but they put you in a big room to do training. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone. No spoilers if anyone wants to do it, but really magical character joins you at the end of your training. He may or may not be in the room with me right now, but that was the moment
I want to be spoiled.
I
want to be spoiled. Sorry. That is well, thank you.
I mean, that was the knew that this was a pretty exciting adventure. So that would be the moment, I think.
Well, I love that Chris has brought you into my life, so thank you very much. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you here with us, and yeah, lots of people in the chat saying hello. If you're just joining us, we're talking all things characters this hour. And Jeff, you're either blushing really hard, or it's just purple lighting in your room, or what's going on?
I'm blushing. I mean, somebody already said it. I believe it was Caitlin who had said, "So look how lovely Angelina looks." I'm feeling very in touch with my just the romantic nature, I believe, of the evening and the feminine spirit that she's bringing to our very masculine world. Chris,
that or it's like it's the Cosmic Reid logo like bouncing off something and then like off your screen and hitting you. It could just be that. Kind of looks orangey as well. Is that Wally in the background? Speaking of characters, we got Wally on the cover.
It is Wally, and so I mean, obviously, I'm giving away one of the characters that I would like to be self-quarantined with because I'm already self-quarantined with it. So
see, I think this one could this could take a little bit. So let's dive into this one now. We all picked 5 characters that we would want to self-quarantine with for however long we're going to be doing this whole thing at home. You could pick animated characters, live action characters, any Disney character. And we had lots and lots of answers on Twitter and some really cool and creative ones. There was one kind of theme that I noticed as well with one of the characters that I had chosen, but I haven't revealed mine yet, but he was a common, kept coming up in a lot of them, which was cool to see. By all means, if you're in the YouTube chat, please let us know what your 5 characters were if you had to be quarantined with them, because we'd love to read those out as well. And just while I'm on it, if you are in the chat, if you like what you're seeing, if you like the programming that we're doing every day here on WDW News Today, please donate with the super chat button. It's the little $ just below where you type and chat. Any amount helps. We're always looking for donations to keep WDW News Today running with all these stories and live shows. So thank you for that. So let's get into these 5 characters that you'd be quarantined with. We can kind of go round table on this, maybe one at a time. Ladies first. Angelina, do you want to go first here? What's that? Go for it. Who's your first pick?
I really wish that I could see what everyone's saying in the chat, but it was slowing down my computer completely. But I'm sure everyone has some really, really awesome ones. Hopefully, Chris or Jeff, you guys can read them off. But this was a hard one. This was hard. I don't know if it was hard for you guys, but there's so many characters.
It's tough when you have to box it in, you know? It's like you
and you have to think.
Like throw things around, but now you have to have only 5 and that's it.
Yeah, and you have to think of all of the characteristics that they have and things, and if they're animals, you know, you got to clean up after them. It was a tough one. So for me, I think that I heard a lot on Twitter that a lot of people were saying Genie. Genie would be a big one for magic purposes and comedy purposes. That would be my first one, and I also chose Miko, because I need someone to braid my hair for me.
There you go.
But again, it's an animal, right? So, but we need animals during this time. Really do. I miss my dog, so.
Okay. Jeff,
Fix it, Felix.
I have to rethink my picks. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I wanted to hear a couple of yours there.
Okay. Jeff, go for it. Jeff, go for the next one.
You want me to go? Okay, all right. I didn't know if we were blowing.
Let's do one at a time.
So I'm going one at a time, and now I'm actually going to go in order here. And I don't want any groans from this because it's probably very too obvious. And but I actually think Matthew in the chat room is on my side here. But I gotta go. I'm going Mickey, man, because like who else would you just want to like just hang with, right? Because he's been around the block. He probably knows the best like social isolation games because there's like so many games to play, you know, and he has been around for so many years. I mean, he knows how to kill time before we even had the internet and way before people were like Netflixing and chilling, and way before Disney Plus.
True.
So he is, I mean, I feel like he would be a way to kind of like take your hand and guide you through it. He'd have great stories. You probably could have a beer or two. I mean, family friendly. It's PG-13. It's after 9. But that's,
I think there's an episode where he does have a beer. There was an old cartoon, I'm pretty sure. He grabs a pint in one of the original Mickey shorts, and I don't know which one it is. It might be, was it Plane Crazy, maybe? Where he goes there and then he goes up in the plane with Minnie and she like slaps him out of the plane or something.
He's drinking and flying. But is it one of those bottles that has the XXX? Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite.
Probably does.
He's drinking booze. He's in the XXX.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
I'll say mine. Yeah. I'll say mine in a sec. There's one in the chat I want to say. Caitlin said Hercules, Flynn Rider, Aladdin, Gaston, and John Smith.
Ooh.
That is okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Caitlin, that's Gaston. Like, geez. You just have to, like...
Well, then she said, I may be a little boy crazy. So I guess it's going to have a testosterone-filled house there, Caitlin. Watch yourself.
Oh, man.
And I feel like Gaston would be, like, beating the other boys to, like, win her heart.
Yeah.
I know Caitlin. She loves Gaston, so...
Okay. No kidding. Well, yeah, so there you go.
Drew Hornback over here like brings it down like a little bit. I think that we all can agree a little bit. He definitely would choose Figment. He does. I believe he does something with lighting and look, I've done the room Figment for you, Drew. How about that?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There you have it. So there you have it.
Love it. So yeah, keep them rolling on Twitter. If you're just tuning in, what 5 Disney characters, animated or live action, would you want to be quarantined with? That's what we're doing this hour. I'll go with my first pick, and it was it's one that was already said. It was Genie, just because of how fun and how crazy he is and the wild things he could do. If you're feeling bored or feeling sad, he would just flip that right around. You know, he can pretty well do anything, and I think he would be a great character to have for that long. And I mean, like, you could always just put him back in that bottle and just not touch it, I suppose, if he gets annoying, but I don't anticipate that would ever happen. So Genie was my first pick there as well.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people on Twitter were saying Genie.
A lot of people.
Yeah, that was the constant. So, was the constant. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I tried not to look online, you know what I mean, like just to see what people were responding on Twitter, and it was amazing. If the people that were on Twitter are not responding in the chat or weren't able to make it with the time, I was very impressed with the choices and the amount of people that wrote. So it's funny. Everybody is they've got their pick, you know. I think the number one just comes to you, and then like you said, you've only got 4 more to pick. Those are hard.
Yeah,
as it gets,
it's tough
as it closes in. Yeah.
Disney fan 58444 said it'd be cool to quarantine with Henry from the Country Bear Jamboree. Yeah,
I think that he also said though maybe Patrick from Soaring.
Oh yeah, Patrick,
funny.
say it again. Soaring to town.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
I just want him to talk the whole time.
Yeah.
Can you do that safety spiel again for me?
How many times did you hear that in 365 days? What else could we have? You could have Patrick read the daily news for you in that Patrick voice.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Yeah. Oh, Disney fan.
I like it. He's awesome. Let's see. So and Angelina, you said Genie, and was your second choice was
Miko,
right? Yeah.
Right, I think we all need a hairdresser right now, and Miko could do that. I need somebody to braid my hair. That's Miko. He's got it.
Yep. Love it. Jeff, what was your second pick here?
So I feel like I'm kind of ruining it. I will point over here or down there. God, it's like I've never done weather before. But anyways, it's back over there. It's not even reverse.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's Wall-E, and it's going to be a terrible reason because as if I need any reason to move any less. I just, Wally would kind of be the character that could go grab me some beers and drinks and just, do some things kind of around the house. And before you know it, I'm kind of looking like the characters in Wall-E, which isn't too hard for me. I believe I've already put on the quarantine 15, so I really need to start those spin classes again. Seriously. But I mean, again, I'm going to always say Wall-E. You're going to hear it week in until you block me from the show, Chris. You're going to hear Wall-E because I just don't think he gets enough love. I think that the movie was ahead of its time. And as a character, I mean, for somebody who doesn't say anything, and I don't even think there's a line of dialogue for the first like 20, 30, 40 minutes. Like so much emotion in just a robot's face. I named my cat after him. That's all you need to know.
I have to confess to you, Jeff.
Go.
I've never seen Wall-E.
Oh,
I have not, and I know that I need to. I know. I need to.
Did you just see that?
Yeah.
Chris, you guys love both of you being from Canada. Hey, chat room, can you work with me on this? They love their hockey in Canada. I believe that we will be a power play with Angelina for the next maybe 2 minutes. Power play for Angelina. Not seeing Wall-E. Let's remedy that situation, please.
It's on the list. It's just not there yet.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Here, man. Okay.
Power play. In fairness, so who is it? Richard in the chat said Wall-E can't even solve Rubik's Cube.
That's a low blow, Richard. I got to be honest with you.
Touche.
It's touche. You could definitely open a bottle of wine, Richard. What more do you need in quarantine?
Well, I'll go with my second choice, and this is what happens when you go last in this thing. I'm going to do the same thing. I did have Wall-E on my list because he does the whole trash compactor thing, right? He can, if you got some sort of garbage problem, boom, he's going to take care of it. He doesn't talk back. He doesn't talk very much when he does make noises. You know what? I can Rubik's Cube. Yeah, I get it. But maybe he can open the door. Maybe he can go get the paper. He can touch the mail that I don't want to touch because he can't get the thing that's going around. So. I love Wall-E.
Now you're convincing me. I guess I need to go and see it.
You need to see it. It is one of my favorite Pixar movies.
Okay, it's on the list.
Look, I'm typing this right now. Everyone in here convince Angelina that she needs to watch Wall-E. There you go. Okay. That's your homework.
Thanks. Put me on blast.
That's right.
Alex said it would be cool to quarantine with the Disney Descendants characters, or Marnie from the Halloween Town movies, or Xenon from Xenon Girl of the 21st Century, or Sleeping Beauty, Belle, Maleficent, or Mulan. Yeah, the Descendants. I love that. Have you guys seen the Descendants movies?
I've heard the music, haven't seen the movies. It's on the list too.
Yeah, they are. The first one especially, I thought was really cool. So, and for those who don't know in the chat, it's about like Maleficent's daughter and Cruella de Vil's son and the Evil Queen's daughter, Dr. Facilier's daughter, all the kids, all the descendants of the big bad villains, and it's pretty humorous. There's some interactions in it where, like, Gaston's son meets up with Beast's son, and Gaston's son knows what Beast did what happened years ago, but Beast's son has no idea. And he's like, "Well, man, I'm sorry about like what happened between our fathers." And Beast's son is like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, never mind." And so just little things like that you're like, that's hilarious. Like one guy has no idea. One guy obviously knows the story. Yeah. So
the mythology is cool. There.
Yeah,
super cool.
Totally is.
Yeah, I'm definitely
it's fun.
The boat on that one. Yeah, that sounds really, really good.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
yeah. Descendants is really good. And actually, if you know, in Canada, it was shot in Canada at the Royal Roads University. And if you've seen Deadpool or any of the X-Men movies, like the X-Men house like the Professor X, I guess his house, that big kind of like castle looking thing, that's Royal Roads University in British Columbia, Canada. They also shot Deadpool there. There's that picture with Deadpool lying on his back with his hands behind his back, and he's kind of relaxing outside the house. It was a poster or something. And then the Descendants movie was also shot on the same yard. And it's just very obvious that it's the same place as Professor X. It's the Descendants school, and this Deadpool's where he takes photos. Yes,
That's very cool.
Well, I'm going to say, all right, so Angelina, you have your homework. I have mine. I have to watch this.
Yeah.
This week. That sounds
cool. It is
really cool.
Yeah.
I love the idea of having these kind of like mythos and like the mythology and kind of like taking it to different places. I mean, like some prequels do. I have a Maleficent kind of thing. I don't want to stay home with Maleficent because I would be very, very terrified. So she's not on my pick.
Yeah, I would.
But at the same time, you know, the way they kind of took the live action, you know, I mean, they really softened her with Angelina Jolie, and like you kind of like feel, you know, a whole different kind of side of the struggle, say from behind the animation or even like Fantasmic, you know what I mean? The way they treat her in the parks. Mm-hmm. So I kind of love the idea that you've got this like universe here, and this Descendants thing is kind of playing with it. That sounds cool.
It is awesome. And I will say it is a Disney Channel movie series. So it's, you know, it can be cheeseball at times a little bit, but that's almost what you'd expect if you're watching one of those Disney. Don't think it didn't go to theaters for a reason, but it's still totally worth watching. All three of them, they keep bringing in new characters, and I just think it's so much fun.
I'll say something. That is the best quote ever. Cosmic Reid said it didn't go to theaters for a reason. That's like,
yeah. Well, it's true.
But whatever.
True.
But that doesn't mean it's terrible. Like there's things about things, even if it's not a great movie. And I love you for being able to even like appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Richard in the chat said, "Would Wally hoard the toilet paper?"
Oh. I just saw someone else say by and large, and I was like, do you think by and large still has toilet paper, or are we already past that? Because I still need some. Big
Al, I take Big Al for laughs. Somebody said, yeah. These are great.
And then
these are great.
Yeah, no, and underneath that, Vincenzo Alberto says, we all need good coffee in the morning. Miss Potts and Chip would do the job. I feel like they're.
Oh, hey, that's my brother, Vincenzo.
Hey, shout out.
Shout out to Vincenzo.
And I would definitely agree with him. I say they are kind of like a power duo and fantastic. And yeah, we all need good coffee in the morning, don't we?
Yeah, totally. Oh, yeah. Gosh, this working from home thing.
I think any of those country bears would be really good just for music. Just have music around.
That they would entertain.
No matter how good or bad.
Yeah. There was someone
like Chris just said, it might not be the best music. It might not be the best movie, but at least it's music. And at least it's a movie. Yeah. I'll take it in this day and age. It's fantastic.
S. James in the chat said, 1, Jeannie for entertainment. 2, Tiana, she'd cook great food. 3, Lady, because dogs. Yeah. And 4, Baymax for Health Watch.
Oh,
I didn't think about Baymax. That's a good one.
That's an amazing answer.
Yeah. How about Beer Rabbit? Beer Rabbit. That was S. James said that. Yeah.
Baymax.
That's James thinking.
Yeah, I like that one. Totally. Yeah, I mean, we're talking like any character. Pixar, animated, non-animated, live action, Disney, whatever. You know, there's so many universes you could get into here with that. Remy, people saying Remy.
In case people like rolled in and you know what.
Yeah, so
we're just thinking about.
We're talking about Descendants, and so all hour we're talking Disney characters. We're going to talk a little bit about your favorite character interactions in the parks, and we're also right now talking about if you were stuck in self-isolation with 5 Disney characters, animated and non-animated, like live action, whatever, from any of the Disney universes will say, what 5 characters would they be? And I'm telling you, it is hard to only pick 5. I thought about this question and I switched my answers so many times throughout the weekend, and I kept writing them on my phone, deleting and switching, and then keeping some as contenders that might make it later. And this is a tough one, and I hadn't seen this one asked. So we're asking you that question. Tell us in the chat on youtube.com/WDWNT. That's, of course, where you're chatting with us from. If you're just tuning in as well, you can join us on WDWNT. We're playing Disney Park music right now, along with this chat, and also talking characters on NTunes this hour as well. Also, if you like the show, you can always donate to a Patreon and it's our Wigs membership. So go to patreon.com/WDWNT, become a Wigs member. You get access to exclusive shows. You get access to some really cool prizes and cool stuff like that, behind the scenes stuff. So do that. It also supports WDW News Today. And of course, if you're chatting with us and if you like what you're seeing today or any day throughout all of our 7 days a week live programming on WDW News Today, please use the super chat. It's the little $sign below the chat box where you're typing on YouTube. Any donation helps, and it all goes to us here at WDW News Today as we keep giving you all this content 7 days a week. And we love doing it. So we're going to keep doing it, and we're going to keep talking characters right now. I think we've gone around twice with that now. We've also 2 characters. Angelina, you're up with your 3rd one.
Well, I'm looking at the chat now. That's why I keep looking down, because I'm on my phone looking at the chat here, and I'm seeing a lot of Disney Parks characters on here, which is a lot of fun. I had to go with one of my favorites, Rover from Carousel of Progress. I absolutely adore him, and he's just such a little bundle of fun joy, and it's another animal to have in the house. And I think Rover would be a great addition to the house.
Totally. That's super unique. I love that. And it's a character that from the parks, which is totally awesome as well. And I saw a couple of those on Twitter as well. Somebody mentioned like the singing busts from the Haunted Mansion, that they'd like to have them.
Yes.
I don't know if that counts as 5. I guess that counts as 1 because they're kind of a set.
They would be very loud and constantly singing all the time.
Yeah. Well, do you remember
like 2:30 in the morning?
They just start singing. You're like, guys, shush.
No.
Did you see the Haunted Mansion movie from 2003 with Eddie Murphy, the rather unfortunate Haunted Mansion movie with the singing busts were like, yeah, the singing busts I thought were the funniest part of that, because Eddie Murphy is so like, they're so into the story, they need to get something, and they're talking to the bus, but then the bus just keeps singing, and they're singing based on what he just said, and he's like, well, we need to find the key, and they start singing about the key, and it's like,
and that's why I thought that they would be annoying, because they would just constantly. Well, I'm thinking of the movie, but
in the movie version, totally. They're like, they say, we're waiting for someone. She's going to be coming, and then they start singing like she'll be coming around the mountain. He's like, oh my god, terrible.
Yeah.
That really probably was the best part of that movie. All right, if you had, can everybody just go one Haunted Mansion character go? You could. They're your number 6. They're your number 6. They're just outside.
It's like 900.
You're putting me on the spot.
I know.
The dog with that was Pirates. Oh no.
Penguin, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us.
I'm gonna go with the cat, just because he got me feeling so bad about not having any animals in the house that every time I roll through the cemetery scene and I see the cat, I'm like, oh my god, there's my cat. Okay, great. So there you go. So that's 6. I'm sorry, I broke the rules. But I need.
No, I like it. Vader in the chat says Hatbox Ghost. Caitlin says Constance, and then put a heart and said my girl.
Caitlin.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, well,
she's dark.
Good old Constance.
Dark.
I'm gonna have to go with my main man. Where is he? Down here in the background here, you can see him wearing the Mad Hatter hat, and Gus, the hitchhiking ghost, the small little the guy that has the ball and chain. Yeah, if you can see him in the back or not, but there he is. I'm gonna have to go with him. I've just always liked him. When I found that guy, I think it was on eBay some years ago, I needed to have him. I've always contemplated getting a expanding on my Haunted Mansion tattoo and getting that guy on my arm as well. So I'm gonna have to go with Gus. And his story is he's innocent. He didn't do anything. He was not a prisoner or anything. He just did time, and I guess he eventually died. I don't know if he died.
The Innocence Project? That's crazy.
I don't know.
Everybody hit the super chat. Let's get some money for the to get this guy out of jail. I don't know.
Get Gus out, yeah. Yeah. Angelina, who was it for Haunted Mansion for you?
I would. The first one that comes into my mind is Madam. I don't know. I just think she would be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, she'd.
Yeah.
You got your own fortune teller. When's this whole thing gonna end?
And she's small. I could just like put her on the table, you know. So
yeah,
not a lot of space.
Carry her around.
Just put her on the table.
She was my 6th pick, so I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, great 6th pick. Did we hear your 3rd pick yet?
Yeah, Rover.
Me? Yeah, Rover.
Oh, Rover. Oh my God. I'm
from Carousel.
I can't keep track.
So important. He's so important, Jeff.
Yes.
Totally.
He's the heart of Carousel Progress. Come on.
Big shout out in the chat to who just said it. Joel just said this. I know there's one Disney character I wouldn't want to be locked down with. Trader Sam. That's true. At first I was like, drinks. Of course you'd want to be. No, wait. No. He's like the headhunter. So you wouldn't want to be with that guy.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. What's your second, or sorry, what's your third one?
Well, so she goes again. Now I feel like you guys went so deep and like so. We've got pets in there, and now I can't figure it out because I picked Ariel, and now I'm trying to think. Like I barely have one bathtub, so I don't really know where she'd stay. I guess it'd have to be Ariel with legs, not the mermaid type. But never dated a redhead. She's got a beautiful voice, and if worse came to worse, I figure, she's probably got some enemies in the sea, and maybe those would be the ones that we would eat. Is that inappropriate? I don't know.
No.
It's like the bad fish. She probably could bring it home, and then that's going to lead me to my number 4 because I'm going to have a private chef. But I'll tease with that. So guys, so it's Ariel, man. It's a beautiful voice. Still, you could sing "Part of Your World," and I would weep tears right now. So please don't do it, Chris. Please take.
Now the question though, do you have enough dingle hoppers for her though?
I could not have more. In fact, 2 different sets. In fact, I wonder why I have so many forks in the house. But that's a story for a different Monday.
Yes. Jody Benson sang at a wedding. Did you see that video where she showed up at a wedding? I'm pretty sure it was a wedding to sing Part of Your World. Oh yeah. And they paid to like fly her in, have her sing, probably put her up at the hotel, paid her food. Like, I don't know what that would have cost, but like take the cost of a wedding and just give that to her, because that would have cost a lot. There's a video on YouTube of it, I'm sure, and it's just like, wow, it's insane. It's crazy. With my third pick, if you're just tuning in, we're talking what 5 Disney characters would you want to be stuck in quarantine with? A topic that we never would have thought of if it wasn't for this whole thing.
I know, 2 months ago, right?
Who thinks of it? So for my third pick, this is off the beaten path, quite literally when I say who it is. I think he'd be hilarious on the weekends. I'd like to crack a cold one with this guy and just hear some stories about what he's got. I would like to know what he thinks of his former attraction in Magic Kingdom and the fact it's only in Disneyland now. I'm talking about Mr. Toad, because there's something about this guy I think would be hilarious. Kicked out of
Orlando, man.
I know, and he's in land, and what a bizarre attraction that I still am trying to figure it out. Like, I mean, he goes into the bar, he has a drink, he gets arrested, he gets hit by the train, and you end up with a bunch of fire, and then that's the end. you know, you can put.
And that's the end of.
That's the end. You leave through the fire. And it's like, and there's like, you know, people that have like horns and like I think it's pretty implied, but it's like, so this guy obviously, have you seen Mr. Toad, any of the Mr. Toad stuff? Because now I'm not condoning this 100%, but let me say something. There's a part where he's standing at the back of a car and there's exhaust and he like smells it and he levitates from like sniffing the fumes. You seen that?
No. It's on my list now.
Yeah, like I was like, are you kidding? I know this is from a long time ago, but whoa. So I think this guy's got stories. Again, I would love to crack a cold brew.
Sounds like
with
a
Mr.
wild
Toad
rid.
and just tell me stories, good sir.
See what you did there.
How?
Like D11
what do you know about
says Toad would be fun to hang out with.
Did Mr. Mole do something? Yeah, like I. So. Yeah,
that is such a good answer that I feel so bad that I said Ariel. I stand by her voice and how beautiful it would be, but man, Toad would definitely be great to have some drinks with. Man.
Totally, right? Can you imagine?
Maybe we could all like somehow, can we like rent a townhouse? Can we have a townhouse where we can have different floors and then have 15? I feel like that would be great. Then I could have some animals. Richard
said it here in the chat. He said, so to clarify what I was saying about Toad, he bounces down the road on his butt after sniffing the exhaust. Yeah, see, like he gets all excited or something from that. It's totally, you got to watch it. If anything right now, we're adding to all of our must watch list, you know.
And yeah, we're going to have a big list after this.
Desperately need them.
Totally. I like what, shout out first. No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, like, what do you have to do to actually get kicked out of Florida? You know what I mean? Like, that says everything you need to know about Mr. Toad.
He gave the deed to Winnie the Pooh. I think something's up. See, again, a good reason. Why did you do that? Why did you give
We need this
deed,
backstory. I want to see the whole movie. I got to make a movie now.
Where's the Mr. Toad's descendants?
Mr. Tadpole or something like that. It's like his kids.
There you go.
Mr. Tadpole's wild ride.
He's got the full story
Donnie
about
Mac.
what his dad did.
Yeah. Donnie Mac in the chat said, what about Yeehaw Bob Jackson? He'd be very entertaining. You could have him as one of your quarantine characters from Port Orleans Riverside, plays the piano and all that. Yeehaw Bob Jackson.
So deep. See, now that's what I like. This is really that's like the B-side of a record right there, man. Yeah. That is amazing. That was a good answer right there. And then Matthew
anyone that can play the piano.
Jungle Cruise. Hey, yes.
Yeah.
Anybody that can play the piano.
Oh,
yes.
He's got that like piano that rocks back and forth at the same time that he does. That's on like wheels or something at Port Orleans. He's so fantastic. He's so good. He's awesome. That's
or Sunny Eclipse too. He's another one that I would definitely love in my house.
See, I should have picked him for obvious reasons.
I'm surprised you didn't. Cosmic Reid.
Same, right?
That's very true. That's true.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Space though. He's got a really, really big piano. Like it's
that Astro organ is
very large.
Pretty massive.
Yes. What about Casey's? There's a piano player in front of Casey's. What about that guy?
Oh yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Isn't he a Dapper Dan though? Like he's like associated with them. Like we can have a whole Dapper Dan crew. A whole.
So that would be awesome.
Great.
Just pick 5 of those.
Can all the Dapper Dans count as one? That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Probably. They come as a set. It's like the busts all come in a set. I mean, they sing the same kind of style, right? So just box them up and send them over. Caitlin says Planetary Boogie as well from Sunny Eclipse in in Cosmic
Reid. I have to squeeze that in.
Like that.
Squeeze that into the to the music portion.
Yeah.
All right. I knew this was going to go crazy long. This is why we need 2 hours.
That's why I said let's start with this.
Yeah. Okay. That's smart.
Well, so we've gone around 3 times.
You picked 3? You did pick 3?
We've already. Yeah. Your third one. Yeah, your third one was Ariel, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful.
Okay, so Angelina, your 4th one.
Okay. Who did I say? So we got Rover, we've got Miko and Genie. I think that I would have to go If we're talking also about characters in the parks as well, you were mentioning a little bit before, an awesome person to meet is the fairy godmother. Have you guys ever met the fairy godmother at Magic Kingdom, right behind the castle?
I think
she just oozes grandmother love. And I think that she would be a great grandmotherly figure to have and keep us all grounded. You know what I mean? Because that's definitely what I need right now.
Totally. Yeah.
So
That's
smart.
a good pick.
So,
And I
so
mean,
smart.
you know, as long as you're back before midnight, everything's kosher. You're good. She's got your back too.
Yeah, I hope that she would just like whisk her wand and dress me every day, because right now I'm like this is special, but normally I'm in sweats.
Oh yeah, me too. It's like I'm sitting down right now for a reason. I think we all are. It's the quarantine outfit that we're all adopting right now. Yeah.
If we're gonna have the local news thing while you're wearing pants.
Fairy godmother, I love it. That's awesome.
Fairy
Super Bowl
Godmother
champs in the
is
chat.
So good. Yes, that was God, Angelina. That is so good, because my
Sorry, I'm making it hard for you, Jeff.
Nice. No, you really are. Like all of your picks, I'm like, oh my God, I want animals. Oh, I want a grandmother here, because my grandmother would make like the most beautiful kind of food. So that brings me to my number 4. Did not think of the grandmother, but with the seafood. The evil seafood, not good seafood. Like we love Ariel's friends, but the evil seafood, because it's got to be out there. We bring that in, and then Remy from Ratatouille cooks it up. So now I've got a private chef, and that's why Remy's there. You know, tiny, also taking up not that much space.
It's very true.
I like it. Yeah, no kidding. He wouldn't. He could sleep pretty well anywhere. You might lose him at times.
Yeah, a lot of people say that they don't like rats, but like I would totally be down for a rat to make my food right now.
If you
it's come to that.
Food, it's wonderful.
It's come to that. Yeah.
Somebody said,
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, I'd want to quarantine at his place, of course. Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
Good pick there. Super Bowl champ saying we want 2-hour show.
Hey,
if we
thumbs
must.
up in the chat if you want a 2-hour show sometime. Not tonight.
Super Bowl champs. If you had any idea the other things that we were planning on getting to, but you guys have so many great things to say in the chat. It's difficult to stay. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think we probably could do that some other day.
I think so.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, really? What else are we doing? We can do an 8-hour show. The only thing we have to do is give up this spot for somebody else for a different show on WDW News Today. Hashtag 2-hour show. Here it comes. Vote 2-hour show.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah. Nice job.
Let's see.
Thanks, Michael.
Olga would be okay. You can't judge people or aliens by their looks. Yeah, for Olga's Cantina. Can make some pretty good drinks over there, I think.
Olga's great. Yes, there you go. Yeah, checks in the mail, by the way. Super Bowl and Michael.
Okay, so was that your 4th, Jeff? That was
my
was
4th.
Remy, right?
Mr. Remy.
Okay. So this is again a kind of bizarre one, but one that I channeled my childhood and growing up in the 90s, and I was like, well, maybe this guy can kind of like be the protector and watch for danger, and he's the terror that, what is it, flaps in the night. I'm talking about Darkwing Duck, because like I loved that show. Love that show growing up.
Do it. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Darkwing Duck, and he's hilarious. He's goofy. I love when he like takes off his mask and he just looks like this old guy that just doesn't want to do anything anymore. He just looks like he's so done. But then he gets on the mask and he's just right in it. Maybe he's not the best crime fighter in the world. He usually bumbles along the way, but he usually gets the job done somehow or by a fluke. I just think it would be kind of cool to have him. Man, to have him and Toad on a Friday or Saturday night with a couple of pints.
You got a party.
You're never going to get any sleep, dude. In that house, man. You got to think about those things too, man. There's other things to think about.
This is true.
You got to get your sleep. These guys are going to be talking all night.
My next pick will probably keep all these characters in line. I'll tease it by saying that.
Oh, God,
We got one. See, I knew this was going to take like an hour to get through, which is fine. It's just like,
are you kidding me?
This was a big one.
We'll save the other stuff for next week. Okay.
Yeah, if you're just joining us in the YouTube chat here. Go ahead.
Sorry, I totally missed what was said.
I was just saying. Chris was going back, if you know, just kind of wrapping things like why we're doing this in the YouTube chat, and then had you teased the whole this or that as well, because I want to know what
we haven't even done that.
People think about that. I know.
No, we haven't. Okay, see, because this is a big topic. So
The sweater's coming off. He's ready.
The sweater is coming
now.
Yeah,
He's got 10 minutes, man. He's making round 9.
I know. Let's see. So on Twitter, I always put out a this or that poll. We usually choose between one thing or another at Disney parks. This time it's 4 because that's what I did. There's 4 choices, and the tweet was, if Disney ever had a nighttime villains parade, which one of these characters should lead on the very first float? Who should be the first one that you see to kind of define this this parade, as it were? So the 4 choices were Scar, Evil Queen, Dr. Facilier, or Maleficent. And in the lead right now, it's open for another 30 minutes. If you follow me on Twitter at Cosmic Reid, you can see that and go vote for about another half hour. Maleficent in the lead right now, no surprise, by 55%. Second is Evil Queen with 24%. 12% Dr. Facilier, and 8% Scar. Now, that something about Scar that gets me is that he is one of the guys that successfully kills a family member like 20 minutes in or 30 minutes into a classic animated movie. He does it. He doesn't just try, but he succeeds. So I've always seen Scar as like one of the biggest, baddest villains out there, and that's why I included him in that poll there. And I think it would be really different and really cool to see him. People are weighing in on the chat right now with it too. Maleficent or Evil Queen. I choose the Doctor. Evil Queen, Maleficent, long live the king. Yeah, there you go, Scar.
I like it.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, Cruella.
Yeah,
interesting choice.
That's my.
I was gonna put more, but Twitter only lets you put 4, so I was stuck. Shows two male characters, 2 female characters, and that was it. We got one more to go around. So what we're doing is talking about what 5 Disney characters you'd want to self-isolate with. We're here for another 10 minutes or so we'll wrap up this discussion. But let's go around the table one more time here. Angelina, what's your last pick?
So my last pick, we had to think about these. There's a lot of things that we need around the house right now. There's some things that you can't get outside. A lot of places are closed. So I thought the character that would be the best for me comes from my favorite movie, Wreck-It Ralph, Fix-It Felix. I think he would be perfect. He's so much fun. He's so bubbly. But on top of that, he could fix anything that I need fixed in the house. And if that includes laundry and dishes, I mean, that would be great.
See, that's good. I like that.
Oh, man, that's what
that's it comes down thinking to. Outside the box. Love it. I love it. Yeah. And he can pretty well do anything. So you'd be set. You would be like, no. If you had a hot water tank go, he'd just be able to fix it. You wouldn't have to fork out all the money like someone had to do earlier today.
Oh no! Oh man!
Oh yeah, man! My hot water tank went. That was too bad. Someone keeps saying in here. I wanted to read this one in the chat. A Jungle Cruise skipper. Although the puns would drive me crazy, but it would still be fun and educational. That was Michael. Shout outs in the chat there.
Michael, man. Michael with the skipper. That was good answer. I dug it.
I like that.
Can I give my answer, because it ties in with the villain thing. I've got to tell you. So I agree with you on your 4 choices. I think you had to have 4 choices. But don't love being in the box. So now I saw a lot of people there ending with Maleficent, right? So I would open with Scar, close with Maleficent, but
Yeah.
I feel like we are missing something, and they don't really give him a lot of love. And I got to tell you, this is my number 5, by the way, as well. So I don't think there's any more evil character in the entire Disney universe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, than Chernabog, man. And I would have Chernabog in my house, sitting in the corner, just hanging out. I'd keep him at bay
Just
because
chilling.
I figured if just chilling. Chernabog is just chilling just in case something goes wrong with some of the other houses out here, and then he can take care of that business. So Chernabog is like my heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like Chernabog.
Yeah, I get that.
So I'm going to take up one of my spots with him, and I also feel like he would end the villains parade. Just saying.
That's cool. I like that. I used to like when he was in Spectro Magic as well, that big Chernabog float they used to have. It was awesome. The smoke and the lights and the wings opened up, and that was cool.
I totally forgot about Spectro Magic. I'm an idiot. But like I always think about him in Phantasmic because like as the show is getting darker and darker and darker, and you've got like, okay, here's Maleficent, the most evil thing. Because a lot of people would say like Maleficent was the most evil villain, and they forget about this little musical number called Fantasia. And you've got basically the devil or whatever he is, and then so Chernabog comes and is like, yeah, just let me take over here and just fire and stuff like that. So that's my number 5. I mean, it's a deep cut. Angelina. I like it. But,
I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna read some in the chat here. Let's see, what do we got? S. James said a Spectro Magic Chernabog and the steampunk Maleficent dragon. Oh yeah, in one parade, that would be amazing. That would be really cool. If they should put that dragon in there. We're talking. There's no Disney villains parade coming. If you're just joining us, we're just watching.
We basically just launched a Disney villains parade.
Yeah, there's nothing coming, but we're just having fun tonight talking. If there was, there's some really good answers on Twitter here. Shornforce, good to see you tonight. Choices would be Fozzie Bear from the Muppets, Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls, Genie from Aladdin, again a popular pick. I'd say the most popular pick of the night. Jack Skellington from Nightmare, and Barley Lightfoot from Onward, which I have seen that
bringing
one.
in the new movies.
I like that. Chernabog would be a great start. Maleficent should be at the end with some fire. That's what Caitlin said. We got, let's see, I'm just going through the chat. Someone did say Statler and Waldorf earlier, which I thought was really funny. It's like, imagine these two old guys, although they're like hilarious. But I mean, if you like dropped something or did something or, tripped or something, they would just be laughing at you. That's the only problem with those guys.
I could totally tell that is the best. That is the best worst answer ever. Those two dudes for the
Statler and Waldorf. Yeah. Drew says Buzz Lightyear is my fifth.
How long you were going to be quarantined for? It would feel really long if you were with those two dudes.
I would. Let's see. Oh, Joel. Joel says Bob Chapek in the lead of the Disney Villains Parade. Sorry, too soon.
Oh.
Joel, this one's for you. Cheers, my friend.
Joel, I hear you, brother. God, Joel, that was a good way to go out.
Wow. Very nice. So Drew's laid out his 5 picks here. If you had to quarantine with 5 Disney characters, Buzz Lightyear is his 5th. Figment, Simba, Chewbacca, DJ Rex. Very cool. Yeah, I like that one as well. You'd have a DJ and have good music all the time.
In his house.
You see Mr. Toad and Darkwing Duck now to amp that up a little bit. Let's see. So my last pick. I guess that's the last one, right?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I have another topic for like 3 weeks from now, but we'll talk about that in a sec. My 5th character. So Darkwing Duck, I said, would kind of be like the protector. But I think, again, because he's kind of bumbly at times, he gets stuff done kind of by fluke a lot of the times in how cartoons roll. And I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm going to have to include someone from the Star Wars universe, someone that I really just enjoyed seeing, and I know this can be controversial as well from episode 9 if you liked her or not. I really enjoyed Rey. And when I did the Savvy's lightsaber experience, I thought I was going to choose a green crystal or a purple crystal, and they said, "Shut your eyes." And who do you see? What do you? And it was like blue. It was all blue, and I was thinking of Rey, and I just saw the movie like 3 weeks prior, so something was like drawing me for that. So I did a blue lightsaber from that. And I mean, she's a full out Jedi now, so I think that would be something cool to have inside your house, right? So
I think that would be a really good one. Like if you're looking at Star Wars characters, I know that my partner was saying C-3PO would be another good one as well.
Yeah, he like knows everything.
Exactly.
There's more chat going on here.
You know this Caitlin? You know this Caitlin here? Yes,
I do know that Caitlin. Yes, she was a cast member as well.
I do not know this Caitlin. Cool. However, when she says something along the lines of "I may or may not want Kylo Ren in my squad," surprised. I mean, piggybacking on the Rey conversation. No, Caitlin, I don't even know you, but shockingly, I am not surprised after the chat.
I mean, with her picks before with Gaston and the other men, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hercules. I am very scared of that house. I'm not going to lie to
you. Too much testosterone.
Disney,
yes.
Desi, welcome to the show. We're actually just about to wrap it up in a few minutes, but we've been talking what 5 characters would you want to be quarantined with, self-quarantined with in a house with for as long as this is going to go on for. Joel, I've been watching WDWNT too much. Never, my friend. We always love having you. We always love doing these shows for you. Alex said, I know it's not Disney, but what about Arthur or Buster from the PBS Kids show? Okay, that's an option. David, if Bob Chapek was in the parade, in the villains parade, he would be the only villain in the parade. As budget cuts, he'd budget cut the rest of the characters.
So wait, does that mean we only have 3 now? Are they actually kicking people out of our house?
I don't want people to. There's no Disney villain parade. We're just dreaming here. But here's the thing. Desi, don't worry. We're going to be back next week once again. This one topic, this one 5-character quarantine thing took the entire hour, which I'm not super surprised with, but there's so many more things we want to talk about. Best character interactions, characters you'd want to see in the park. So here's what I'm thinking. Next week on WDW News Today, it's all things Disney's Hollywood Studios for the big anniversary of Disney's Hollywood. Well, it's not an actual big anniversary, but it's the anniversary of Disney's Hollywood Studios on May 1st. So we are doing a Hollywood Studios memories show all about your first time at the studios, what you remember, where you want to see it in 10 years from now, what you like and don't like about it. That's next week's topic right here on this program. The week after that, it happens to be May 4th. I may or may not be wearing a Star Wars mask for one of these shows. We will see if I can hear anything
seem like
from
it's
inside
a big
that
day.
mask.
Is that a big day or something? Is that a big day?
May 4th? I don't know. Something about Star Wars.
Never heard of it.
So
never heard of it.
No. So we'll be doing that. And then in 3 weeks from now, we come back and do characters part 2 and get on to everything else we want to talk about, because I'm convinced we can also keep this up for another hour of chatting about Disney characters. That's the next 3 weeks on this show. I think we should do. Caitlin, I'm so excited for next week. Not the Greedo one. You had trouble getting it off. True. If anyone saw me put on the Greedo mask, I did have trouble getting it off. It did get stuck on my head. But I got the Death Trooper masks somewhere here too. So maybe we'll put the Death Trooper one on for that one next week. Yeah, I mean, I think that that is getting close to it.
Crazy how
Angelina,
fast it all goes by, guys.
You made it.
Thank you.
Angelina, so we had your favorite part of you becoming a cast member and going into Orlando for the first time. What was your favorite memory of the first Cosmic Reid?
The first Cosmic Reid? I mean, let's talk about his cosplay for a second. Out of this world, literally. Go and look at his cosplay at Cosmic Reid on Twitter. I'm going to plug him out. It's literally something else. May the 4th is going to be so perfect for him. I'm very excited about it.
There we go. There we go. That's
great.
Yeah. Jack Sparrow dreads. Awesome.
He doesn't need a hairstylist. All right.
No, I just put this thing on. Yeah, this is perfect. Hang on.
It was great seeing you all. Thank you, everyone, again in the chat room for giving me something to look forward to in week whatever and day whatever it is right now.
6,
when those parks open, man, are we going to have something to talk about or what, guys?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we definitely will. Thank you all in the chat. Thank you for listening on NTunes with the music as well. And don't forget that we have Disney park music all throughout the day for you on NTunes 24/7, 365. We play it nonstop, no commercials. Go to WDWNtunes.com or listen on the WDW News Today app as well. We're back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, once again talking about Disney's Hollywood Studios, your favorite memories, what you like, what you don't like, where you see it in 10 years. Then a week after that, it's May the 4th, so all things Star Wars, and then we'll come back after that for a character conversation part 2. For Angelina and Jeff, I'm Chris, Cosmic Chris Reid, and thanks so much for tuning in. Stay safe, have a magical week, and we'll talk to you all next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night, everyone.